everyone, welcome to Phoebe's, where we make amazing recipes for everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a tiramisu with no eggs and no machine. You're going to need is 1 1/4 cup of flour. And then you're going to add in a teaspoon of baking powder. And then a half teaspoon of baking soda. And then grabbing a whisk, you're just going to whisk it all together. Okay, now you're gonna set your dry ingredients onto the side, and you're gonna get about 1 cup of yogurt, or you can use sour cream as well. Then you're gonna get 1/4 cup of granulated white sugar. So now you're gonna get your brown sugar, about 3/4 of a cup. And then you're just going to get a spatula and fold that together. Once it's slightly folded together, you're going to get a half cup of any vegetable oil. And mix that together. Okay, now you're going to get your dry ingredients and slowly add them into the wet ingredients. And then just go ahead and fold that in. You should get this kind of consistency, but if you want a little more liquidy, you're gonna add about 1/4 cup of milk. And then you're going to slowly mix that together. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and pour in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then just mix that together. Okay, now you're gonna get your prepared tin right here. I just use a little bit of flour and butter so that the cake doesn't stick when I take it out. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this in. Okay, so once it's all smoothed out, you can put it into your preheated oven. So while you're waiting for your oven to be preheated, because you forgot, you can eat your batter. Okay, now I'm just gonna put this cake into my oven, and you're gonna bake it at 350 for about 30 to 45 minutes, or until it's golden brown. See you guys in a bit. Okay, so while we're waiting for the cake to bake, we're going to whisk 1 1/2 cups of heavy whipping cream. So we're just gonna pour that into a bowl. Okay, and then just start whisking. If you want to use an ice bath, you can use that. It might make it a little easier. Or you could freeze your bowl overnight, which also makes it a little better. As your mixture thickens, you want to add in about 1/4 cup of powdered sugar gradually to help it stabilize. So I'm gonna add in a tablespoon at a time. Now we're approaching stiff peaks, and we're just going to add in the last of our sugar and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then just finish whisking that together. Okay, now that this is whipped, we're gonna set this to the side and we're going to get our mascarpone cheese. So I'm using 2 8-ounce packages. And then you're just gonna use a spatula and take that out. Okay, so now I'm going to add in the whipped cream mixture, but I'm going to leave a little bit for piping. Okay, so now I'm just mixing the whipped cream and the mascarpone cheese together. Okay, and now we have everything ready, and we're going to be assembling this with our sous chef.
Hello.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is going to cut up the cake into little squares. You don't have to be perfect. And you're going to need your mascarpone cheese filling and 2 cups of coffee, like strong coffee. Okay, so now to assemble it, we're going to take our sponge cake and we're going to dip it really fast into the coffee so that it doesn't get too crumbly, but it'll hold its shape. So here we go. You just want to dip it on both sides, so make sure you get all the flavor. And then we're just going to be alternating while doing this. Now we're going to be using the mascarpone cheese and whipped cream. Okay, so you're going to use about half of the mixture. So if it's like still a little bit lumpy, or it has spaces, you just want to keep adding it until it's all smoothed out. And I went ahead and cut this into smaller cubes so that we would have no problem in fitting them. But if you want to leave it how it is, you can. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start on the next layer. We have our cubes, and we're just going to alternate dipping them into the coffee. So again, just don't wait too long. You don't want them to crumble. Just enough to make sure that they get soaked through the rum and coffee. So I have a little bit of coffee left over, so I'm just going to use it to brush some on top so that it doesn't get too dry. Okay, so now we're just going to pour in the rest of this mixture. I'm just going to leave a little bit for piping. Okay, so the top layer isn't that important because we're going to be decorating with the rest of the cream and the cocoa powder. I'm just going to be piping it, so okay, so now we're going to be dusting the top with cocoa powder.
This is the final step.
Almost done, guys. I have this mini strainer for So now we have our finished product. It looks amazing, and we're going to.
We put one more giant dollop in the middle, by the way.
You don't have to if you don't want to, but anyways, we're going to refrigerate this for about 6 hours, and then we're going to cut into it. So yeah. Hey guys, so the tiramisu is done. It's been resting in the fridge for about 6 hours, which is the ideal time you want to place it in your fridge. And now we're just going to go ahead and cut into it.